Like, I need to check that I had it on mute. That's always a good thing to know whether folks can hear us. All right, good morning, everybody. I'm just doing a few little adjustments to some of the camera stuff. How is everyone? I hope that you are well and life is good. Let's see here. All right, I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and we're here with our home yoga practice live. Hang on, sorry, I'm still doing a little bit of a few adjustments. When we're on Zoom, it actually does more close up, so I have to move the camera quite a bit. All right, there we go. Yay, distractions. And staying focused amidst our distractions. And if I didn't have yoga, I would be that pingy kind of person. My yoga, my Buddhist practice, my meditation practices. So welcome everyone. Home Yoga Practice Live. I'm Belinda. And if you're new, this is a class where we explore ways to develop our personal yoga practice. And this week we've been exploring creating a plan for our practice, and then we practice the plan. So we are working on 4 main pillars: knowing what we're practicing, the amount of time that we're giving ourselves, and committing. I'm going to use that word, committing to practicing, and then observing what comes up as we do the practice, even if it's a resistance to wanting to do the practice, and guidance. How do we seek guidance? Where do we get our guidance from in our practice? Thursday, welcome, is exploring new edges. And so today's practice will be still your plan. Okay, so you're still focusing on your plan. I guess here we are on day 3 of that plan. And now we'll overlay the context of today. New edges, something new, changing something. And that usually means being willing to confront a fear, an insecurity, something we dislike, or what we don't know. And that takes a humility, confronting our ego. All right, feel free to make a comment here. Let me know that you're here, and anything that you're exploring or noticing already in our first 3 days. I hope that you're able to find some time away from this class where you're actually implementing and doing your plan alone. And so here's an opportunity to maybe share or get some feedback from me in terms of guidance, if I am considered a part of your guidance system, your gurus or whatever. Feel free to make that comment. Good morning, Ansel. Okay. I love your plan to not fall over. I think that's my life plan, is to not let life make me fall over. And I'm grabbing on all the railings, let me tell you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start today with our body scan check-in. So find a way of sitting that's comfortable for you. You could be sitting cross-legged. You could be lying down. You could be sitting on a cushion. This, I will admit right now, is easy for me to access the computer, which is something I need to do to change a couple of banners. But if I weren't doing this, I would probably be starting lying down. And as I get ready to do my body check-in, I'm going to remind myself what is my practice plan this week. And for me, that was moderation, slowing down, not having to be in control. And as the dust is settling, just let your awareness start to fall on a part of your body. Notice everything you can about that part of your body right now. Feel your awareness of that part of your body. And continue to scan different areas, allowing your awareness to linger there. And scan along, inquiring of your physical body, your exterior body, your interior body, your organ landscape. How are you? And then let's allow our awareness to arrive at our breath. Try not to change the breath. Just build awareness of your breath, where you can feel your breath, what you're noticing about your breath. How it's making you feel. When is the last time you spent time with your breath? Inquire of your breath. How are you? When your attention leaves your breath, just gently guide it back when you notice you went down a thought rabbit hole, an emotion rabbit hole. Now allow your awareness, invite it into the mind. Don't try to change what your mind is doing. And don't judge what the mind is doing. Just watch. What are the thoughts? What are you seeing about the contents and the busyness of your mind? And inquire of your mind, how are you? Recall your practice plan and let your awareness scan from the body to the breath to the mind with the context of your practice plan. Mine was moderation. I think some had mentioned in the first day, maybe balance was something that you wanted to focus on. So bring that into your awareness in the body and the breath and the mind. Practice that element of your plan here with focus and awareness. All right. So let's go ahead and welcome some movement. We will make our way to, let's start standing. Why don't we do that? So first, I'm just cycling through. The first element of our plan is, what are we practicing? Deciding on amount of time and the duration for the purposes of our online virtual class. We're doing this for 7 days. Well, we'll be doing 4 together and 3 alone because home yoga practice ends on Friday. And then what we're observing. Hopefully you're all journaling and finding a rich experience in that. And I really can't wait to hear any feedback about what you're observing. What are you learning about your own patterns and your awareness of the truth of the moment? And then guidance. How are you getting guidance? Are you using a practice buddy? Are you using a teacher to bounce off what you're observing, or the status of your asana, or your breath practices, your physical poses, or your breath practices? All right, everyone, let's go ahead and start standing. So remember that today we're going to work our practice and then weave in some elements that help us practice being out of our comfort zone, new edges, allowing for a space for us to keep practicing our practice in that. So what are the 8 limbs of yoga? The first limb, how we treat the outside world, okay? So, or the do nots. No lying, no stealing, no violence or harm, moderation, and non-hoarding. And then the list of do's: purity, dedication, contentment, self-study, and surrender or acknowledgement that there is an unknown that we cannot control in life. I'm just going to rock forward and back on the toes and the heels. Try not to lose the yamas and the niyamas, and everybody start to really maintain what is it that you wanted to practice, and reflect that in how you're moving now. Find a space to hold and lower. Breath in, lengthen. Exhale, gentle side bend. Inhale. Exhale, gentle side bend. All right, so I'm going to offer ways in which you can start to explore finding a new edge. If you already have some ideas in mind, go ahead and stick with that. Bringing it upright. Exhale, we'll forward fold. So remember that in creating your plan, you may have included up to 2 postures that you were going to work on as a part of your plan for whatever that is. And for me, it was a headstand. But now, for an element of finding a new edge, we can look at it in different contexts. Time can be one. The amount of time that you hold any posture or any breath, extending that amount of time as being a new edge. And you determine how you want to count that. You can count that by breaths. You can count it with a clock. And let's slowly roll the spine up, gradually coming upright. Another can be a new kind of posture, or changing the level of the posture that you're in, deepening it, so to speak, or lessening it. Maybe you've never done a lesser version of a certain kind of posture. And you might be like, why would I want to do that? Or don't I want to go in some sort of linear progression? Oh, but we can learn and grow in both directions, right? Balance. So think about that. You could be doing various versions of a warrior with a knee down. You could be doing a version of a warrior that's deeper, longer. All right, so I'm offering out ways in which we can explore new edges. Same with the breath. Either it's a type of breath practice that you've not done before, and I'll offer one later today, or you could extend the amount of time that you're doing holds, or the amount of time in which you're doing the breath. All right. So we're going to start to flow. Add in your practice pose, whatever it is that you have committed to in your plan, or just follow along. I'm going to rock forward and back, bringing my awareness. Not judging, not trying to remember something for later from my journal. Be present. And breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, gentle side bend. Now I'm going to start to hold a little longer each time. I'm pushing down deliberately through both legs and softening the shoulders and observing. Breath in, lifting up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Your knees could be soft. Your legs could be straight. Where do you usually go? Can you change that? Or is now not the time? Does the body need to warm up? Half flat back, breath in. Your hands could rest at your shins, on top of the knees, maybe on the floor, as flat of a spine as the body will allow. Forward fold. Rolling the spine up. Breath in, coming up to the tippy toes, arms lengthen. I may have a different edge. Lower the heels down, gentle side bend, and maybe grab that opposite wrist. Shoulders relax, rooting and grounding. What are we practicing? Ease and steadiness. Don't let the pursuit of a new edge take you out of your ease and steadiness. Be in your body, be in the breath, be in the mind. What are each areas practicing? Inhale, lift. Exhale, over to the other side. Breathe in, coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Half flat back, breath in. Stepping it back, stepping the right leg back. Bring the knee down, lifting up. Sinking in the hips, offering the heart, shoulders soft. Neck is neutral, still growing tall through the upper body. Hands down, stepping that front leg back. Find your plank. Choose whether you want extended plank, knees down plank. Slowly lowering all the way down. Breath in, cobra. Exhale, lower. Coming up to hands and knees. Tucking the toes, butt goes up, head down, goes down, down dog. All right, so your knees could be soft. Your arms could be a little soft as well. Let the neck release. Play with where your feet are. And then maybe you'll want to pedal the heels up and down, waking that up. That isn't required. I don't always pedal. If you always do it, maybe today is the day you're going to start a new pattern and explore the unknown, the unfamiliar, doing things differently. I'm going to bring my left knee down, stepping my right foot up. So switching legs, bringing ourselves up, sinking forward in the hip, lifting the spine more than back bending. If this is new, if this is foreign, that's an edge. So explore what is talking on a physical level. How are you meeting it? How are you honoring the body? Remember, non-harming, ahimsa, in the first limb of yoga, yamas, non-harming, non-violence. And I had to remember moderation because I tend to go for the depth of things. So I'm bringing the hands down. I'm going to step the back leg up, half flat back breath in, forward fold breath out. Now we'll find the depth of this posture. It's called Uttanasana. I like to have my feet just about 6 or so inches apart. That's for me. Some of you might want your legs together or all really wider. And because I've said what I like to do, I'm going to find a new edge today. I'm going to bring them a little bit closer and allow that upper body to come down. And let your hands come wherever they can. All right, so maybe you want to hold the backs of your calves. Some of you can bring the hands to the floor. No goal. Meet yourselves where you are. See if you can contract the thigh muscles and let the upper body go. We're all going to have an edge. Time may be one of them for some of you. Remaining engaged. Bottom body active, squeezing. Upper body release. That includes your belly. Maintaining that focus is an edge. Staying in a calm breath is an edge. Lightly bend the knees, rolling the spine up. Roll the shoulders up and back and away, up and back and away, up and back. All right, I'm going to find a clasp behind my back. Now, maybe you always use a strap, but if you can actually bring one hand around the wrist, maybe that's accessible. So find something new, maybe making sure that you're threading in an opposite fashion. Wrists down, wrists up and back, open the collarbones, don't back bend. Stand as tall and erect in your spine as you can. Maybe scoop the tailbone back and forth a few times. Grow tall through the back of your neck. And then see how deeply and fully you can breathe into the tummy. Feel the bones of your rib cage expanding. Actually, the bones don't. It's the intercostals, the muscles in between. I mean, the ribs have some pliability. Find an edge. And be present. We're confronting our fears, our insecurity, the unknown, and what we don't like. And we're applying that tapas, that discipline, contentment, maybe a whole bunch of non-harming. Now, if you'd like to bend the knees, send the hips forward, chest up. Go ahead, baby. Your body is already done. Where's your mind? Come forward. You could have let those arms go. The legs contracting, upper body softening. And we'll release those arms. Half flat back. Forward fold. I'm going to step the right leg back, back knee down. I took a bigger, longer stride, pushing down with the left leg, lifting, peeling the belly and the torso up, sinking into the hips. Breath. Soften something. Everyone find your edge. Hands coming down. Stay in it if you're still in your edge. We're going to step to that plank, choosing the plank that we want. Choosing that new edge. And still stay within the context of your overall practice. So I had to correct myself because I wanted to be in that extended plank, and I'm like, oh, that's right. You can stay here and still feel the work. Can I not have to burn myself up all the time? Lowering to elbow height. Breath. We're all going to have a different edge. Back up. Downward facing dog. Change something and then build awareness, physical body awareness. I like to choose my toes first because I can see them from this vantage point. Looking at the ankles or heels, you can come up onto the tippy toes, activating the arches in your ankles, softening the shoulders, and then pressing the heels back. All right, I'm going to use the downward dog, and I'm going to go for, 12 breaths right here for my edge. Staying. Ease and steadiness. You choose your number. Noticing what's tensing, what's dumping and letting go. Hear your breath. Quiet your mind. I'll bring the left knee down, stepping the right foot up. Please stay in your space, practicing your practice as you need. When we're ready, sinking into the hips, drawing and lifting the chest. I'm going to bring the hands down. I'm going to tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg, and then spin it around into a wide-legged forward fold. Make sure your feet are even and parallel, hopefully that the big toes are on the same line. I'm going to soften the knees and allow my upper body to come forward. I can walk my hands through. That may not be where some of you want to be. You could have your hands down near your head to the floor. Maybe you want to hold your ankles. Maybe you want to bring the arms through. Notice where you are in your feet. Are you all the way toward the back of them? Could you bring more weight forward? Can you let go? Where's your edge? What's the mind chatter? Is it affirming? Is it still here in the room, or did it run away? Mine has dashed off into future things today several times. I've had to bring it back and say, worry about 3 o'clock when 3 o'clock comes. Lightly bend the knees. Roll the spine up. How patiently? Find a new edge. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. All right, let's go ahead and get a block or a chair. In case you don't have a block, you could have a chair. So you could bring the chair down out in front of you. I'm going to move a little bit closer to the camera here. And we'll find support with our block. So I'm going to offer a posture called Ardha Chandrasana as a new edge, okay? And that's half moon. Now, the way that we can build it so that everybody finds a different edge is you could start with a warrior 3. And so that's where many of us are going to start, with one heel up and back. Actually, let me switch legs. Keeping this hip closed, demoing that here instead of open. Now that could be more than enough of a space of edge. If you're wanting to stay here, you could play with what I like to say, one hand to prayer, other hand to prayer, full Monty of prayer. That's a lot. If you're wanting to go further, now feel out right now, why do I want to go further? Is it ego? Is it pride? If you're curious and you're saying, oh, I feel steady, so gauge out, like, can I go further? Are you steady? Are you strong? Are you getting exhausted? So if you have the strength, stability, and some humility, we'll start to twist this hip open. Now stay active with that left leg up in the air, sending that heel back. Twist your waist, not just the ankle. Now feel out where you are. What are you practicing? What is your practice? Remember your plan. And you're observing and you're feeling out time, and already you could be in your new edge. If there's more edge, you can bring that left hand to your hip, turning the chest open. Maybe lifting that arm. Now, Ansel, I know you said that you wanted to work on not falling. Be in your root. Find the rootedness of your horse from your Tai Chi. Don't rise higher than the root will support. And talking in Ardha Chandrasana can take me out of my focus. Bring yourself down in stages. And forward fold. Practice this pose. When you're ready, you can stay in this, or if you've determined you're ready, we'll lengthen the spine up, finding our block. I'm going to turn so that you can see the other side. Support on a block or a chair. Chair will be higher, so that might give you even more stability. All right. You determine when you're ready. Feel your rootedness. Maybe recall why you're on your mat today. And lift that right leg up, chest forward. Hip neutral. Wherever we are, even if we're determining, yep, I'm going to stay right here. Notice your whole physical body. What's doing what? What's doing what in excess? What's barely doing anything? And maybe ask it to do some work. Send a brain signal to it and ask it to do some work. Did anything happen? Is anybody home? Are they listening? Are you being kind? Are you being accepting? If we're going further, we're going to stack that hip open. Active in that right leg. Twisting the hip and the waist. Take your breath with you in a calm manner. Maybe you bring that right hand to your hip, and maybe you start to come to this edge and realize, whoa, your base is really super wobbly. So you bring that hand back and say, I choose my stability first. Let a calm breath help you. I applied so much energy that I toppled myself over. Maybe you lift the right arm. Where's your breath? We're all going to have a different edge. What are we learning and revealing on the edges? What are we enjoying in this process? What's scary as hell? What do we dislike? Come down in stages. I usually start with the arm, then close the hip, and then bring the leg down. Half flat back, forward fold. Let's come down to a center squat onto the tippy toes. Staying on the toes, feet together, knees together. You could have your block right here for stability, or maybe your hands can rest. And we'll make our way down to our butts. Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of the feet together. Knees open wide. Maybe you've got cushions under the knees or thighs. Depends on what's going on in our hips and knees. You could hold the shins or ankles. Maybe finding a clasp. Pulling spine up. Pressing inner thighs open. Growing tall through the back of the neck. Be in a new moment with every breath. Pull chin and chest forward, lengthening forward. Soften your low spine, soften the groin, and extend the entire spine forward through the top of the head. Not face the floor. Kindness, truthfulness, moderation, non-stealing. And maybe you're wondering, how do I bring that into play in my physical practice? Non-stealing. What are you robbing yourself of? What are you depriving yourself of by either rushing or not sitting still, not holding long? Not coming out when you're supposed to, when you feel that inner wisdom telling you to. All right. I'm going to invite us to bring one knee joint over the other. So I'm going to call this my right one on top and my left one on bottom. All right. So this is definitely going to be an edge. All right. So a lot of us, either they're due to the girth and size of our thighs, cannot bring this knee bone over knee bone, because the less fleshy bits that I have, the more the bone underneath of the flesh can come together. It's just physics, guys. So that could be going on, as well as some tension going on in the tightness of our IT bands and our glute medius, our side butts can contribute. Other limitations can be because of knee problems, anything going on with the joint. So first, just see if it kind of slides into place and it's like, yay, then cool. You don't get any gold star, you don't get a cookie, but I'm just saying that that's just you. If not, go ahead and bring the ankle as high up as you can here. If you need to just go to crisscross applesauce, that's fine as well. All right, so let's honor where we all are. I don't want to imagine folks at home right now going, trying to get themselves somewhere and actually doing some harm, all right? So find where you want to be. Right is on top, even if it's right in front on crisscross applesauce. Sink the hips down, grow tall through the spine, through the waist. Now I'm going to bring the right arm across, hook under it with the left. So I can just hook and wrap here. Maybe you do a hook like so. Some of you may do a double hook like so. Let's lift the elbows to whatever degree. Try not to round the spine. Relax the chin. And observe what we observe physically, what's going on, shoulders, elbows, neck, jaw. Ease and steadiness. Let's twist to the left. Breath. We'll twist to the right. Remember, you don't have to be in eagle arms. You could be in a different space. Are you lifting and growing through your waist? What's going on in the groin and the legs? Do you need to come out? So finding a new edge doesn't mean, hashtag prove yourself, kill yourself. What is our relationship with finding a new space and just exploring in a different way? How do we wear unfamiliarity? Do we tense around it? Do we panic around it? Do we self-deny? Come on back up, lifting the elbows, breathe. And maybe hinge forward. Now, this is undeniably a space of smushability. And depending on how much fleshy bits we got around our bones, that will affect how much smush. What goes on in our minds with the smush? What do we observe about what we're thinking? How we're responding and reacting to the feeling of smush? How do we soften around that? How do we detach from it? Whether it's a good thought, a bad thought. And let the arms go. Coming up whenever we're ready. Did we need to stay or did we come out because, it gives me a soft, squishy feeling to come out? Okay? Moderation. Finding our new edge. I'm going to switch legs. And if you need an intermission, maybe shake that out. Apparently I needed one. I'm going to shake those legs out. Feeling closed in space, right? That wide-legged standing posture. Nice big open space. Hip open when we did the Baddha Konasana, the bound angle. We got to feel that open space. Here's a real closed space. But do we feel open in our spirit? What happens when we come into spaces like this? All right, so find where your body says yes, okay? Or in my case on this side, it's saying maybe. And I'm letting go of a yesterday moment, a yesterday remembrance in my body. I'm not catching myself when I've got some erroneous thinking that goes, if I had done this posture more for the last 5 years, it would be blah, blah, blah. And that may or may not be true, but it is definitely a non-acceptance of this flashy experience right now. And I need it today, and I'm living in it today. I'm not living in it yesterday, and I'm not living in it tomorrow. This is what I got. So I'm going to treat it ahimsa. That's why I really love that ahimsa is first, non-harming, because I get to catch myself in my harmful thoughts about myself. All right, other arm. What was it? I think it's left across. We can be wrapping. We could be hooking. Maybe you're finding eagle, all right? And you don't have to. I'm actually going to stay in the hook on this side because this arm, and I say this is my left, but this is truly my right. And it's my right dominant. I'm right dominant, and I can feel, I did a project hoisting a bunch of stuff, building a structure for my cats. But I been using that a lot. So it's saying, can we just stay right here? Moderation. Remembering my practice. Remembering to try to carry it into all of the things that I do throughout the day. How I'm thinking, how I'm behaving, how I'm moving. Twisting to the right. Breath. Still growing tall through the spine. New edge. Maybe it's in the number of breaths. Maybe it's in how you are folding the body. Maybe it's a focal point for your mind. Can I stay there? Can I just try to stay there? I'm going to find that eagle so I can go in the opposite direction. Shoulder blades down, spine lifting. Noticing my groin is really squeezing. And I just take a thought and put it there and it can let go, but it's like, why is it doing that on autopilot? I'm holding a tense space inside. Coming to center, lifting, trying not to be in a hurry now. I'm noticing my body's like, okay, can we get out? And it's just a desire. And every desire I have doesn't mean it needs to be answered. Right? It's like a 2-year-old. Just because the 2-year-old wants to stay up a little longer doesn't mean that the 2-year-old should. So I get to confront every time my desires raise their little spoiled head going, I want, and say, yeah, that's nice, honey. We're just going to feel this right here. Are you in pain? Do you feel unsafe? And my 2-year-old says, no. I'm like, okay, so what can I explore? What can I learn right here? And then when we're ready, coming forward. Where's your breath? What's tense that we can release? Ask yourselves, can I stay? Honor and respect your own inner know of consent, of safety. And release and come up. And then I want to speak one more little bit about finding our edges, because I know that for many of us, exploring how much more we can hold that we might learn from is a vital part of our practice. But as a trauma survivor and a person who teaches trauma-informed space, we must also be very vigilant and aware of when we're really good at enduring and we don't have to. Okay, so if that's a part of your background, of your survival mechanism, giving yourself permission and finding new edges of release and softening rather than doubling down, it's flip sides of the coin, still practicing the same thing and very valid. So honor that. Notice when you're like, oh yeah, I could, do I feel safe? And sometimes using that cueing, I'm going to come out, we're going to find a comfortable seated space. Using the cueing of do I feel safe sometimes isn't the right cueing if we're really good at enduring. And if that has been, we've been a grin and bear it kind of person, especially for long-term and complex trauma, where we've really doubled down on knowing how to survive, maybe not thrive, but knowing how to survive, means that we could be really good at grinning and bearing. And saying, yeah, I feel safe. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So really start to pay attention when you're coming into that inner landscape of, am I enduring it because I can, because I know, that's what I'm familiar with, that's what I'm comfortable with. And remember that finding those edges is also exploring an uncomfort zone. And if we're comfortable in discomfort, maybe we start to explore more comfort, saying, back off, back off. That's why moderation was a key part for me in my practice. All right, for my practice plan that I'm doing with you guys. All right, so we're going to close with a breath practice. Find a comfortable way of sitting. My hips are really tight after that, so I'm just going to loosen them up a little instead of sitting in a cross-legged space. So a kumbhaka. Kumbhakas are breath holds. Now, I'm going to really, because I was just talking about trauma, I'm going to back off of this and say you could just sit here with abdominal breath. I really want to back off of any kind of holding of breath if we have experienced anything that has made us forcefully have to withhold breath. So if any breath withholding has been imposed upon you in terms of any sort of choking or suffocation, anything like that, please stay away from a kumbhaka unless you're having some one-on-one work, either with your mental health therapist or someone who is trained in trauma-informed work. All right. If we are going to explore some kumbhaka, the hold is just this. When you breathe in, hold. Take another breath in, hold. Kind of like sipping through a straw and then stopping and sipping up a little bit more and then stopping. And we're going to take the last one, breath in, and the hold up at the top. I know what it sounds like. Yep, like I just took a big long hit, which I didn't. But we're going to hold and observe. Exhale. Stop. Hold. Exhale a little more. Stop. Hold. Exhale all of it. Hold. Feel that difference between bottom and top. Breath in a third of the way. Hold. And it doesn't have to be that swift. I'm trying to make some sound so you guys can hear. Inhale. Hold. Inhale fully. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Press it all out. Hold. Continue in this manner, finding your edge. It doesn't have to be your max. Practice your observation. Practice your length of time. When I say observation, maybe just ask yourself, while you're in the space of holding and feeling, what is true? What is the truth of the now? Never sacrifice ease and steadiness. Natural breath and observe. Before we close, I'll invite us to join with an Om. And remember that Om is also a part of our practice, all right? And so we're coming into some of the pranayama as well as the pratyahara. Pranayama being breath practice, pratyahara being sense withdrawal or sense amplification, awareness of the senses. So that feeling and the sound and hearing of the vibration and the use of breath and air to execute this. So we want to relax the tummy and feel the diaphragm. So let the belly really relax. We're going to fill up the belly with a breath in, wide open throat. Another. Feel the vibrations, relax as best you can, and observe. Remember your practice plan. One more time. Choose what you would like to do with your hands. They could be at a restful space. It could be a part of a ritual that's a part of your culture, a part of your religious practice, your spiritual practice. Choose, make it yours, whatever helps you honor yourself as you depart from your practice. All that is light and love in me recognizes and is deeply grateful for the light and love within you that you share back. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. This has been our home yoga practice live this week on the 25th of June, working on our practice plan. Thank you all so very much. I'm going to stick around for a little bit. If there's anything that you have a question on or you want to comment on, anything you'd want to see me to add in. I love it when I get some feedback here. Otherwise, I'm sitting in a room looking at a camera with a big light aiming in my eyeballs, and I'm just that lady sitting in a room talking to herself. It has been an honor to share with you all. If you didn't catch it on my Facebook, I am going to cancel today's outdoor yoga. The venue where I was going to have it, they're kind of rolling over it with bulldozers and stuff because they're grading and putting up a new piece of sculpture. So rather than try to hurry up and find a new location, I was like, I'm going to take this as a sign. The other thing is I'm greatly concerned about the state of the numbers in regards to COVID. And I would really like us to be as safe as possible. I really don't want anything of my action, of people either wanting to come and be a part of something that I'm putting on, or even just the desire to be around others, right? Looking at our desires and wanting to confront whether or not we need to answer them or not. So outdoor has, we've done 2 of them, and I think I'm going to hold off for a little bit. With our local incidences here with Harper's and with the Lansing Brewing Company and with the court ordering, gyms and fitness centers to remain closed. I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm going to back off. It's going to be okay. I appreciate all of your support. I really do. I wouldn't be here without you. So I hope that you'll stick with me, keep coming into our lives. And, when it's time, when we can, with safety paramount, we will be together again. All right. Thank you all once again. Good to see you, Ansel. Hopefully you didn't fall over. And if you fell over, hopefully you'd get to do it and find your practice in it. Namaste. Peace, everyone.